Call the meeting of the Greater Peoria Mass Transit District for their August 12th meeting to order. May we have roll call, please?
Trustee Stillman Polk.
Present.
Trustee Knox.
Present.
Trustee Morris.
Present.
Trustee Hare.
Present.
Trustee Aher, present.
Pledge of allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Everyone has received the minutes. Are there any corrections, additions that would like to be made? If not, then I have a motion.
So moved.
You have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. There's also the minutes from our executive session for July 8th. May I have a motion to accept those, please?
Other motion.
Second, please.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Receipt and reading of communications? None. Report of officers and trustees? Report of standing committees?
I'll start with Program Development Committee. We postponed meeting for this month because we didn't have any really significant items. I think there was one that was brought up at the last board meeting, and we'll take care of it for the next PDC meeting, but I don't know if John or Yokita, someone's gonna give a quick briefing on the historic trolley, or do you not want to? We can wait till the next meeting if we want.
Actually, our Shamrock can talk about the historic society meeting.
So, with the Peoria Historical Society, John, he asked me to work with the executive director. And from there, I've been working with operations. There's going to be 9 weeks, and it'll be starting the second to last week of August, and it'll go all the way until October. And basically, it would be one of our vans that would be transporting individuals that are part of Peoria Historical Society tours. And they will all have to pay $1 to ride. It starts at the Caterpillar Visitor Center. And then it'll be probably at 10 o'clock in the morning on a Friday. And then it will end at 11:30. That's my report.
Thank you.
So it'll be a van. It won't have the old trolleys like we used in the past, or those all gone.
No, they're discontinued.
Gotcha. Yep, okay. I'll switch to Tri-County Regional Planning Commission meeting. Only thing of significance from that was, and I guess since I'm treasurer for the first time this year, we got an invoice for membership. I sent that over to Jamie. I think she said our normal thing, you should take care of it. Right, John? I know, John, you saw it too. So other than that, nothing else to report.
For the ADA committee, I just want to thank everyone that stepped up and took my place while I was away. I hear that it was a fantastic occasion and that we outdid ourselves this year. Each year it seems like it gets better. The other thing is that I want to shout out to whomever is responsible for the reserved parking spaces for the board members for the second Monday of each month. It was really nice to whip right in there and see that. So thank you for that. And the other thing, my shout out is for the rearrangement of the room so that I can see everybody and everybody can see us. So thank you very much for thinking about that and making it better for us. Thank you. Report from our general manager.
Well, basically, the last month's been an interesting one. Paige and I have been working on the new union contract. We've done, as well as Jessica, who's not here, we put a lot of notes together we've got it pretty much wrapped up today as far as the contract side of it. The financial side of it will be a different issue. We get into that next week. We'll be talking with Bill and going over what we've already accumulated as to what we want and what we're gonna give. The previous contract had a lot of omissions, which I won't bring up, but this will be a much better contract, and it will stiffen up some areas that were pretty loose in the previous contract. I'm still working on the new route plan, which I hope to implement and bring to the board in late January, early February. I'm going to have to do a bunch of public hearings 60 days prior to implementation of any new bus routes, of course, under FTA regulations. And I'll be briefing you where I'm going to be doing these presentations. I'll have to work with Shammer to get public notice out to everyone that there is going to be a public hearing. Because all the years I've been in this thing, I've done thousands of these things. And 99% of the people don't show up, but then once you implement the system, they're all calling to hear raising heck about it. So we've got that moving along pretty darn good with help from Chris Ripko, who is our scheduling manager. I do monitor the bus routes by car every evening. Once I get off here, I go to the station to do a timing session, which will go in with changing the bus route. What time they leave down there, what time they enter down there. I follow the bus to the end of the route, get my timing, and get the timing from there back on 4 routes every night. I do this in a rotating so that I'll have all my numbers correct as to how long it takes to get out there, how many people are we picking up on the way out there at a certain time. Because all of this goes into my cost-effective plan for next year to keep the budget down. Because we are spending money every time we run a bus, of course, and we don't want to run too many out there. And there may be a route or two that I know of that we may need an extra slot in there, depending on the ridership. Also, had quite a few calls from customers lately on issues and several compliments. They love the new buses. Air conditioning's great. We only have 1 or 2 that Steve's finishing up AC on. But last 2 days they haven't needed it anywhere, our last 3. But we've got the customer complaints, and I talk to them personally, each one of them. Because the emails are coming in to me as well as to our customer service people. But I want to know specifically word for word what they say, because they don't always say it in an email. So the story changes from what the email said to what they're telling me over the phone in certain instances. And then some of them are confused about what really happened. And then they say they don't have a complaint. So that, and I've been reviewing, we've had several lawsuits lately filed. A lot of them are old stuff that's been hanging around. And the biggest part of them are workers' comp, of course. And I've been working with Tim on that. Bill's been on vacation for 3 weeks, so I couldn't hassle him. And working with Tim on these, and I cut a couple of them down from what they were really asking. Because Tim asked me what the top dollar I'm going to pay. I threw it out there and they grabbed it. A lot of times they want to negotiate a little more, but I threw 65 out when they were wanting 90 and they grabbed the 65. So it worked out real well. And that's pretty much of what's been going on in my office the last month.
Thank you so much. We are at Kofi for our project updates.
Can I've got one item I'll go backwards on from back to actually PDC earlier, as we talked about the route changes. Almost, maybe it's been 6 months ago, one of the items that was elevated at that meeting was a route change or pickup point that was for was it Glen Park Place? They've got all the medical, facilities in there, because we used to have our stop right on Glen, and it was a long walk for people to get to all the medical areas, and right now it's all under construction there anyway. Well, I got some feedback that they were very happy to have us come all the way into the circle and service to folks in there. So that shout out, I forgot to mention earlier.
We got that fixed, I hope.
Mhm.
Okay, good evening. So, with regards to bus shelters, at this point, we have completed work on all the shelters. The only thing we're doing now is maintaining maintaining the shelters, and the facilities team have been very prompt. As soon as anything goes wrong, they go and they fix it. So far, all have been fixed, and they're maintaining it. Ops department is also keeping in touch with what's going on, where it has to do with signage replacement and all those things. They are also on top of it. So the two departments are working hand in hand to make this work. Yeah. Vehicle replacement. We finally got the capital projects team going. JB, myself, Steve, Brad. So we've started these meetings, and we've reached out on some of these issues that were dormant for a while. So when it comes to support vehicles, we are in contact with the vendor. We just are waiting quotes. They gave us the lead time, which in as we see is 8 weeks. That was, I think, about almost 2 weeks ago. So these are all work in progress. But the main thing we've done here is we have moved forward where we have made contacts prior to, considering previous meetings where it's like this, we're at a standstill. At this point, it's ongoing. The only thing I'll touch on here is the 5 to 10 buses for refurbished, to be refurbished. Last board meeting, I reported that we had one that was back. It's on the road in use now. We have two that went back. How long ago?
When we got the 2201 back, there's then another one there.
Okay. So we have two with them now. They reached out to us. We're getting one of the two back on at the end of this month, August. The third one, we're looking at maybe September, October. The plan here is to, when we have these three back, make an assessment again, see if it's worth continuing with the 10 that we projected. Cost involved is very high to refurbish one. The life, what we get from a refurbished bus is just about 5 years. So we're just going to do an analysis to see if it's worth having all 10 go or go another route. This is what I just touched on. So one back, two there. We're getting one at the end of August. The other one, September, October. The transit center, the dome remodel, we had to put it on hold. Jamie was the lead person on this, but with Jamie jumping in to help with the finance department, we had to put this on hold. And we're looking at getting back to this mid-September. Same with the Farebox mobile app. So I have the scope completed, but for now, that is also on hold whilst we address the issue of vehicle bus replacement. With regards to operations, our ridership went up for last month. June was 14,769.63. For July, we had 16,474,977, which was about 11.5 increase in ridership.
Let me interject something
yeah.
there. The reason for that I'm getting from passengers that I talk to daily down there is the transit center is much safer now than we put armed Peoria police there. It's run off all of the troublemakers that were around there. And people are telling me they feel much more comfortable coming down there to either get on or get off the bus. And that's showing right in these numbers. Okay, sorry.
Accidents. The previous month, which was June, we had 6 preventable. For July, we had 2, which which is what we want. I mean, hopefully no accidents. Now, the 2 accidents we had in July, I have it down there. One was due to overspeeding whilst driver was making a turn. And the second one was driver was backing up without proper safety protocols, like making the necessary safety checks. So that explains the 2 accidents we had in July. On-time performance has not really improved to the point where we would want to see. With the 10 new buses on the road, a lot has changed because it used to be that breakdowns on a big bus, there were times we would end up using vans. So we're looking at a bus that would be able to take 40 passengers. You end up putting a van out there, it just takes everything off. But now we have the buses doing what they are supposed to do. It's currently on-time performance, not at the level we want it to be, but we're working on that. There are a few activities, and I would want Shamra to touch on that. We have the partnership with the Peoria Zoo, and we also have the Fine Free, Fair Free. So, Ms. Shamra, if you kindly. Yes.
Good afternoon, board members. So this month we are doing a partnership with the Peoria Zoo. This is not the first time we've done this, but we're excited to participate once again this year. So for the whole month of August, as long as you have a bus pass, with City Link, City Lift, County Link, or even if you have a benefit access card that is not expired, you will be able to have free general admission into the Peoria Zoo. So we've been trying to make sure that that's marketed to our customers. As well as in September, we have the Fine Free, Fair Free, and that is in partnership with the Peoria Public Library, Peoria Heights Library, Fond du Lac Library, and then also Pekin Library. So with that partnership, we're just asking that our customers have a library card. And as long as they have a library card, or if they can get a library card, then they will be able to have access to our buses for free for the whole month of September. In addition, we took a step further, CityLink did, as far as with the library card, because we understand that the students here that are not permanent residents, however, we would love for them to be residents one day once they get their degree. But since they're college students, then we took a step further in allowing them to use library cards from their own states or residents that they live in. So as long as you have a library card, then you have access.
Thank you.
Great, thank you. There's one.
There is one final update that So at the end of our 90 days, Don reached out to us to come up with 5 areas that we think would need improvement, or 5 areas that we are working on. John came up with 5. I also came up with 5. At the end, we picked 5 out of the 10. And a detailed presentation of this will be made at the next board meeting. But I just want to touch on the 5 that we agreed upon. The first one is safety culture. So with regards to safety culture, Homeland Security, TSA, did a baseline assessment here, I think in 2015. A very thorough safety security examination of everything we do here. The score we got wasn't the best, but that serves as a basis for us to make corrections. I'm in the process of having them come back to do another study that will even serve as a better baseline for us to build on. But there are so many safety issues that we need to address. There are some we've already started working on. The second one is eliminating waste and cutting back on unnecessary expenditure. There are areas that John have identified, areas that I've also identified. We'll get into details at the next board meeting. The third point here is recruitment and retention of maintenance staff. Considering the aging, how old most of our vehicles are, a shop without the adequate number of personnel makes it very difficult for operations to flow as it should. So this is a work in progress. We're doing whatever we can to make sure that the maintenance staff is adequate to address whatever concerns we have. The fourth point we have here has to do with planning for bus acquisitions and replacement. The challenge here is out of the 53 buses we have, 36 have met their lifespan in terms of either 12,000 miles or 500,000. 12 years or 500,000 miles. Yeah, so that is 36 out of 53. The challenge here is just because we got almost all the fleet at the same time. So if we got 40 new buses, we got all those buses at the same time. So it makes it very difficult to stagger when it comes to replacement. But that is something we plan on doing now, so that replacement would not be replacing 30 buses at the same time. Most places you have 5, 6, and it's staggered along, so that you don't deal with the same problem in such a huge volume here. The final point here is our current contract with Transdev that comes up next year, and we need to sit back to look at how it's gone and what plans we have moving forward. I'll provide details at the next board meeting. Any questions, please?
My only concern, you guys know it always is, the fact that we have 36 buses currently that are at their limit.
Yes.
So we're between a rock and a hard place. I understand that, but how are you guys planning on handling that, since we can't replace all 36 at the same time? And we don't want to end up having the same issue 10 years from now, 5 years from now that we have today. So you have a plan?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and I have it in the email I sent a little bit, but I'll give more details at the next board meeting.
That would be great. Thank you so much. Any other questions? Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Excellent report.
Thank you.
And I really like the innovativeness that we're having with our marketing and the different things we're doing in the community. That's really, really nice. Thank you so much for that effort. So we are ready for our new facility update.
Good evening. Beth couldn't be with us here today, so you'll have to listen to me for a minute. She wanted to include some pictures of the new facility for Phase B. So right there, we're seeing the finance suite. So we have their conference room, the general area, and then inside the director's office, and then inside the actual conference room area. Here we have the new the boardroom. So everything looks really good in there. When you key a mic, the cameras go directly to that person. It's all automatic, and it's pretty impressive. Right there, we're seeing the A&H steel. They're putting on the panels on the new building. And then American Builders is on site taking care of the roofing inspections. So that building does have a new roof on it. They're out there today putting the guttering up. So A&H is installing new electrical, and Hitchcock's been taking care of the new fire protection system. So you'll see the new rooftop unit or the new hanging heater right there. A lot of the ductwork was reused. It was cleaned and reused. So there we're showing the ICCI installed the new concrete on the south side of the ring road. So that's the road that goes around the exterior of the south building. And then we have the slab on grade, the vapor barrier and slab on grade inside the south building. So that would be right where the old maintenance stalls were. That's where the pits were. So the pits came out, and that's what we have right there. So that's the annex foundations. So we're getting ready for the new annex building to come in. So as of right now, there's no changes to the GMP. Overall phases, 90.12% construction complete. And then we have the pay application 39 will be submitted at the end of the month. So phase A complete. Phase B, looking at 97%. There's a couple remaining items that need to be punched out. Phase C is at 45%, and the annex is at 18%. Any questions?
My only question is not about is that any idea when there might be furniture over there?
So furniture, it's a hot topic issue. We were waiting on a billing breakdown of Resources One's actual costs. So breakdown between their labor, delivery, and all that stuff. That came in today. So once Jamie gets back, we'll be able to get that submitted. And I'm hopeful I can bring it to your guys' attention, hopefully at the next meeting, and then we can work on getting it ordered.
Okay, thank you.
They were saying the last time we talked about 8-week delivery time from order. So seems quick to me, but that's what they're telling us.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
anything else? Appreciate it.
A report from Transdev.
Thank you, trustees. In addition to what you already have, and I'm happy to go do it any more of a deep dive than anything that you see. I just wanted to highlight something that happened just last week. We had a hiring event, which we're trying to have one at least every other month. This month, I don't know if you remember from a few months ago, we had probably almost over 100 people who registered, and out of that we netted about 4. Last Thursday, we had an all-day hiring event, and 99 people registered. 25 showed up. 22 were offered positions.
Oh, wow.
So far, 18 have passed their drug test. So we're extraordinarily excited about that. So we're in the process now of getting their DOT physicals scheduled. Hopefully, I mean, conservative speaking, hopefully at least half of those pass that test and we can get them into class. We currently have 2 in training right now. Actually, well, we have 1 in training right now. We have another one who starts tomorrow. And that person will finish up with the person who's currently in training because they needed a little bit more time. And then hopefully the following week, we'll start having some of these other folks come in as we go. 18 in one time at a class is not really feasible. We're looking at bringing in some out-of-town trainers. the out-of-town people we had helping us over the summer from Kansas, unfortunately for us, had to go home because they have their own lives and jobs to do. But we were incredibly happy to have them. They did an amazing job for us, and I'm truly grateful to Lawrence, Kansas. I just want to put that out. They did a really great job. So we are currently, last month we did have 3 preventable accidents. 2 of them were pretty significant, and those vehicles are in the process of being repaired. One was very insignificant, but those repairs are being made as well. And I wanted to say one thing that we started doing, which is called the Drive Cam Cafe. So every month, our corporate office sends us a list of drivers who had 0 drive cam points. So they were basically perfect. So last month we had 14, so we bought them all lunch for the day, and we're going to continue that. I believe we might have 16 for the next group. I'm not positive, don't quote me on that, but that turned out to be very, very positive. Outside of that, we were happy to participate in the ADA WOW event. That's some really neat people there. So I'm gonna have to say, yeah, the gift baskets are amazing. Bettina did an incredible job on the baskets she made. We had a barbecue basket, and the young lady who won that, I watched her walk to her car extraordinarily proud. So that was really fun to see. Outside of that, our ridership did decrease last month. A lot of it, I think, is due to not having enough staff. Today we had scheduled 18 drivers to be on the road, which is short of our 32 that we need on the road to have a good day. So our on-time performance has also gone down. So we are definitely working on that. We're working on with our software provider on some other ways to further increase, but unfortunately that there's not a lot that they can do right now with being so short. So we're just trying to make constant moves throughout the day. Our dispatchers have been fantastic, going out and driving, just trying to move and shake as many of the trips that we can. As soon as they see a cancellation, they're looking to see where they can fill another one in. And the drivers that we have now, most of them are truly fantastic individuals that are really working hard. Some of our individuals, this might not be the right job for them, and that's okay. You know, it's not right for everybody. So we have to make some tough decisions there too, as you know, I know everyone here does. Outside that, if there's any other questions, I'm happy to answer anything.
Angel, out of all those drivers that you say passed drug tests and are any of them CDL?
No.
or not?
No, well, we don't require CDL, so none of the individuals that we have, as far as I mean, I haven't personally looked at every single license to see if they have a CDL, but it's listed as it's not a requirement, so I'm highly confident that they do not.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Public comments? Seeing none. Old business? Hearing none. We are to the approval of a workers' compensation settlement, number 2024-6.
Thank you. I work with Tim Cassidy. Tim Cassidy primarily does the workers' comp and the litigation work for the district. And a letter was sent out to the board outlining a settlement that Tim had negotiated and worked out. So I bring that before you today. It's in the amount of $95,000. It's settlement number 2024-6. So I would ask the board or ask for a motion to approve the settlement. Thank you.
May I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Roll call vote, please.
Trustee Sterling Polk,
Yes.
trustee Morris,
Approved.
trustee Hare,
Approved.
trustee Knox,
Approved.
trustee Aaron, approved.
Motion carries. Page, resolution 2501.
Hello, everyone. I think I need to get one. So a few months back, I actually presented a resolution on the same policy. However, as luck would have it, for the first time since the 1990s, the EEOC has updated their guidance. So I'm here to just get approval to move forward on that. let's see. So the new guidance, enforcement guidance on harassment in the workplace immediately took effect and replaced the EEOC's previous guidance. The updated guidance aims to adapt existing standards to the modern workplace. The purpose of this summary is to recommend a policy update to our existing EEOC personnel policy. Since the policy was last updated a few months ago, there have been changes and additions to the EEOC related laws, regulations, and best practices. In summary, the below changes are needed to current the policy. Protections for LGBTQ+ workers, anti-bias laws, protections for religious expression, virtual harassment, zero tolerance requirement, as in a zero tolerance policy, and then addition of hostile single incidents that would require termination. It is recommended that the Board of Trustees of the Greater Peoria Mass Transit District approve the updates to the existing EEOC personnel policy to comply with the updated guidance.
Questions from anyone?
No. Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you.
Before I do my next one, I actually forgot, and I want to introduce a couple of our new staff members that we have. So if you guys just want to stand up when I say your name, Carmen O'Connor Jackson. Carmen is our new office coordinator. She's been with us a couple weeks. Well, this is her second week, right? She's doing a fantastic job. Thank you. And then Claire Coons. So she is our new payroll and HR assistant. She's been here for about coming up on 3 months now. Both of them have been fantastic. They're both phenomenal. Thank you.
I want to introduce Carlene, our new finance director. She's been here a week doing fantastic in the first week. She is a CPA and she really knows what she's doing, getting all the numbers straightened. Stuff's getting caught up that's been way back there for a while. It's getting better, believe me.
Thank you.
Well, I just want to say welcome to all of you, and we're just glad you're here.
Okay. So resolution 2502, recommendation to implement the employee referral award program. So the Greater Peoria Mass Transit District aims to hire, retain, and motivate highly talented individuals. The Employee Referral Award Program is designed to leverage the influence of current employees to source talent, build diversity, and identify candidates for challenging positions in a cost-effective manner. By providing an incentive for employees to refer qualified candidates, we enhance the business recruitment efforts through trusted internal recommendations. The Employee Referral Award Program encourages employees to act as ambassadors for the Greater Peoria Mass Transit District by referring candidates who align with the organization's values and needs. Employees who refer candidates that are subsequently hired would receive a referral award. In addition to the referral award program, it will be used as a metric tracking tool. If employees are referring people that they know to us, it tells us that they recommend our workplace to others. The financial impact of the program includes the cost of the referral award, which is $100 per successful hire, payable upon the completion of 6 months of continuous employment by the referred candidate. The cost is considered an investment in improving the quality of hires and reducing the recruitment cycle time and associated expenses. The program is expected to yield a positive return on investment in the long term. A couple things that I wanted to note from the policy. There are specific positions that are not eligible to receive the award payment. So that would be board members, the general manager, employees within the HR department, directors, employees on any type of leave, and then vendors or consultants. So the referring employee must personally know the candidate being referred. Speculative resumes will not be accepted, and random solicitations or misrepresentation on the employee's behalf, acting as a recruiting agent on behalf of the Greater Peoria Mass Transit District or the district itself is strictly prohibited.
Before referring a candidate, the employee should consider the candidate's experience, education, employment record, and potential cultural fit into the district. For the $100 award, so it would come at the 6 months of continuous employment. If the referred employee is no longer employed at the 6-month mark, then there would be no referral award. Only one employee is eligible for the incentive per applicant. And if an employee submits a candidate who is already engaged in the recruiting process, who has been referred by an agency, or has been already applied independently, then the employee will not be eligible for the award. So it is recommended that the Greater Peoria Mass Transit District implement the Employee Referral Award Program as outlined in the guidelines effective August 12, 2024. The anticipated benefits, including cost savings, improved employee morale, and a stronger organizational culture, justify the implementation of this program. Mouthful. Yes, sir.
Question. How did you arrive at the $100 mark?
I was trying to come up with a number that was fair and also still an incentive. And so John and I just kind of threw around numbers and came up with that amount.
Would our budget allow that to be a higher number? I would think that you might want to have a little, to make it even more of an
Sure.
incentive. $100 is good, but typically we see if we're going to do a program like that,
Absolutely.
maybe more than that.
Absolutely. So the intent for this year, just with all of the internal changes that we've been going through, things didn't quite align as I would have hoped for this program. I hope that it would have been introduced a little bit sooner, but here we are. So the thought behind it was I budgeted for the $100, but just as a way to kind of kick off the program and then also see, is it working? Is it not working? Since this is a completely brand new expense to the district, I just wanted to be a little conservative. But I definitely agree with you that, the higher the referral, the bigger the incentive. So.
More questions, gentlemen? You have a motion,
I'll make a motion.
second,
Second.
roll call,
Trustee Stone Polk.
approved.
Trustee Morse. Approved. Trustee Hare. Approved. Trustee Knox. Approved. Trustee Hart approved.
Motion carries. And I believe it's still you.
Yes, ma'am. One more. So resolution 2503, recommendation to authorize updated mission, vision, and value statement with my partner here, Shamra. So the purpose of this is to update the mission, vision, and value statements of the Greater Peoria Mass Transit District to better align with current goals, objectives, and future initiatives, ensuring that they accurately reflect our commitment to providing exceptional public transportation services that meet the evolving needs of our community. The mission, vision, and values outlined provide a comprehensive framework that emphasizes our commitment to safe, reliable, and accessible transportation services. By focusing on inclusivity, customer service, safety, community engagement, equity, and integrity, we aim to enhance the quality of life and economic vitality of the Greater Peoria region. This alignment is essential for maintaining a customer-focused approach and ensuring that our operations and services meet the evolving needs of the community. Okay, so, thank you. This way. Okay, thank you. So we provided you with the current CityLink mission statement, and then we will show you the new one. So, or proposed new one. So the mission statement, the Greater Peoria Mass Transit District provides an environmentally friendly and customer-focused transportation service that connects people to places in an efficient and safe manner.
And then now we are going to focus your attention on the updated CityLink mission statement. And the purpose of we're having the mission statement is to define the purpose of our organization. So the new proposed one goes as follows. As the top public transportation provider in the region, we strive to provide safe, reliable, and ADA accessible transportation services that enhance the quality of life and economic vitality of the Greater Peoria region. We prioritize inclusivity within the communities we serve by offering cost-effective solutions Our goal is to connect people and places through efficient, customer-focused public transportation that promotes regional livability and prosperity. Okay, so now we're going to pivot into talking with you about the current CityLink vision statement. And then when we discuss vision, that means the direction, the roadmap for our organization of where we plan to go in the future. So the Greater Peoria Mass Transit CityLink is a regional leader in the movement of people focused on providing a safe environment and reliable transportation. We are proactive leaders in providing creative solutions by a dedicated, committed, highly motivated team, which produces delighted customers. That's the current statement.
The updated CityLink vision statement. A connected community where public transportation is a cornerstone of everyday life, enhancing regional livability and economic progress. We strive to improve mobility and quality of life for all residents by ensuring the seamless delivery of services through environmentally modern infrastructure, cutting-edge technology, and a fleet of reliable, modernized buses. We currently do not have a set of value statements.
So the proposed value statements that we've come up with are about 5 altogether. So customer focus would be the first one. And with that is saying that we put our customers and employees at the heart of everything we do, ensuring their needs are met with care and respect. Because we understand that customer focus is number one when it comes to CityLink. And that's why we have policies and guidelines put in place for that. Safety is number 2. We prioritize the safety and security of our passengers, employees, and the community. And with our new management team, we have started to see a lot more of that when it comes to safety. It's very much so prioritized. And that's not just for external customers, but also internal as well. Number 3, community engagement. We actively engage with our community to ensure our services meet their evolving needs. And that's why in community engagement, we spend a lot of time in the community by having different events and then being a part of the community by focusing on going to public meetings, meeting with business leaders and constituents so that they have a better understanding of what it is that CityLink has to offer them, as well as actively listening to them. Number 4, equity. We ensure equitable access to transportation services for all members of our community. That means that we remain fair. Number 5, integrity. We conduct our business ethically with transparency and accountability. Because number 1, we believe in honesty and moral principles with our business practices.
It is now recommended that the Greater Peoria Mass Transit District Board of Trustees approve the update to our mission, vision, and values that will better align with our strategic goals and ensure a unified direction for future initiatives.
Questions? All I want to say, extraordinarily excellent job. We had asked for this when we had our board retreat. What was that, 2-3 years ago? So we are just over the moon that you guys have put these together, and you did just an excellent job. So thank you very much.
Team member John Kofi helped. It was definitely
Very,
yeah,
very nice.
absolutely. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's
Thank
great.
you.
And that leads to, for, what Kofi talked about earlier tonight. And for us to move forward, the next step after this is the strategic plan. So excellent.
Excellent.
So,
great.
yeah, I motion we
Second.
I'll make
2503.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, ladies, so much. Alrighty, we're down to Chris, resolution for the second option for Stratus.
Yes, good evening. The purpose of this summary is to recommend the execution of the final option year with Stratus for primary internet and phones at both locations. The Greater Peoria Mass Transit District awarded Stratus to provide primary internet and IP phones to both the admin building and transit center in 2020. Since then, Stratus has provided reliable internet and phones to both locations. Executing an option year now will be of great value for the district and keeping a company that has been reliable during these busy times. This would be the final of 2 option years. This year would run from October 9th, 2024 to October 8th, 2025. The amount is based on usage and number of phones being used, which usually totals about $3,100 per month. It's recommended that the Board of Trustees authorize the General Manager to execute the second and final option year of our contract with Stratus to continue to be our primary internet and phone provider at both locations.
Questions?
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Second.
Okay. Roll call.
Trustee Stelling Polk.
Approved.
Trustee Morris. Approved. Trustee Hare. Approved. Trustee Knox. Approved. Trustee Ahern approved.
Motion
Thank you.
carries. So we're down to the recommendation to approve authorization signatures at UC Bank and PNC. Bethany.
Good morning. I'm ready.
It's okay.
Good evening,
I
everyone.
understand.
I'm ready to go home. I'm tired. The purpose of this summary is to authorize signature authority of employees or agents of the Greater Peoria Mass Transit District with UC Bank and PNC Bank. CityLink has a contract with UC Bank and PNC Bank. Currently, UC and PNC banks are designated as depositories in which funds for CityLink are deposited. Due to administration changes, we are requesting the signature authority be updated. So it is recommended that the Board of Trustees authorize Don Knox, Treasurer, John Myers, General Manager, Kofi, Assistant General Manager, and Carleen Tyson, Director of Finance, as agents of the Greater Peoria Mass Transit District in regard to signature authority with UC Bank and PNC Bank for all banking transactions. It is further recommended that any bank transaction exceeding $25,000 shall require 2 signatures.
Any questions? We have a motion.
Motion.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you, Bethany.
And I'm also presenting the bills for the month of July. So in July 2024, the total monthly operating expenses were $2,082,742.64. And this represents 5.14% of the FY 2025 annual budget. And this is 0.62% less than the monthly projection. So it is recommended that the approval of the requested disbursements.
Are there any questions? May I have a motion?
Motion.
May I have a second?
Second.
May I have roll call vote?
Trustee Sterling Polk.
Approved.
Trustee Morris. Approved. Trustee Hare. Approved. Trustee Knox. Approved. Trustee Ahern approved.
Motion carries. Wow. Thank you all for those reports. They were just phenomenal, very detailed, gave us a lot of information. I do appreciate that. Our next board meeting will be September the 9th. This location, 5:30 p.m. Meeting is adjourned. Thank you.